Welcome to my channel, detailing events throughout the decades. 2003. Daegu subway fire. It was February 18, 2003, when arsonist, Kim Dae-han, a 56-year-old, out-of-work taxi driver set fire to a train at the Junggong-no station of the Daegu Metropolitan Subway in South Korea. According to reports, Kim Dae-han had suffered a stroke in 2001, which had left him partly paralyzed. He was deeply dissatisfied with his medical treatment and had shown signs of violence and depression. He had wanted to kill himself in a crowded place rather than on his own. He was said to be mentally unbalanced at the time of the arson attack. On that morning, Kim Dae-han boarded train 1079 carrying a duffel bag, which contained 2 green milk cartons filled with flammable liquid. Train 1079 left Banwaldang station at roughly 9:53 am. It is reported that Kim Dae-han was seen fiddling with the milk cartons and a lighter. This began to worry some of the passengers on board, and some even tried to stop him. However, in the struggle, one of the milk cartons spilled its contents and caught fire just as the train was entering Junggong-no station. Kim Dae-han's legs and back were on fire, but he managed to escape with many of the other passengers. The fire quickly spread to flammable materials on board the train, and the train was now becoming filled with thick smoke. The train operator Choi Jong-won did not notify the subway officials about the fire on board, but smoke could soon be seen on the closed-circuit TV monitors. Subway officials radioed the operator of train 1080 asking him to proceed with caution due to a fire in the station. Train 1080 pulled alongside the blazing train. However, it wasn't long after train 1080 arrived, that the automatic fire detectors shut down the power supply to both trains, stopping train 1080 and train 1079 from leaving the station. Choi Sang-yeol, the driver of train 1080, advised his passengers to remain seated, and was advised by his superiors to kill the engine and go. He opened the doors and fled, removing the master key that powered the train doors, trapping the passengers inside the train. Around 79 passengers remained trapped inside the train. These passengers would later be found dead still inside the train. Daegu subway trains were not equipped with fire extinguishers and the stations did not have any sprinkler systems or emergency lighting. Victims soon became disoriented in the dark, smoke-filled station, and many were found dead of asphyxiation, presumably while looking for the emergency exit. Fire and emergency personnel were faced with utter destruction. The fire was not put out until around 1:38 p.m. Hundreds of victims were brought to the surface. Many of the victims had been burned beyond recognition and required DNA analysis to help identify them. Fire personnel described victims as having been burned down to bone. After the fire, around 192 were believed to have perished during the fire. It is believed that many of the victims were students or young women who had worked in nearby department stores. At the time, arsonist Kim Dae-han had managed to escape the fire with other passengers. However, on February 26, 2003, Kim Dae-han was finally arrested, along with Choi Sang-yeol, the driver of train 1080, and Choi Jong-won, the driver of train 1079. Several subway officials were also arrested and charged with negligent manslaughter for failing to safely evacuate the passengers. After the fire, 6 subway stations were taken out of service for refurbishment, along with several subway trains. Officials had promised better safety equipment in all subway stations. On August 7, Choi Sang-yeol, the operator of train 1080 who had fled the scene leaving passengers trapped, was convicted and sentenced to prison. Choi Jong-won, the operator of train 1079, was also convicted for criminal negligence and sent to prison. Kim Dae-han was convicted of arson and homicide. Victims' families pushed for the death penalty, but the court sentenced him to life in prison. Kim Dae-han died in prison on August 31, 2004 after suffering an illness. We forever remember those poor victims who perished in the fire that morning and all those who were injured. May you never be forgotten. Thank you for watching and learning about these events throughout history. Please subscribe to my channel to view other events throughout the decades.